Hey everyone! Today we're diving deep into one of the most unexpected and heroic moments in the MonsterVerse. Why did Kong save Godzilla from MechaGodzilla even after their brutal near-fatal battle? At first glance, it makes no sense. These two titans were literally trying to kill each other just moments before. Kong was seconds away from being executed by Godzilla's atomic breath, and Godzilla had taken a beating from Kong's axe. So why, when MechaGodzilla had Godzilla pinned down, did Kong leap into action to save his rival? Was it just survival instinct? A temporary truce? Or was there something deeper, an unspoken code between titans? Let's break it down. First, we need to understand Godzilla and Kong's rivalry. These two weren't just mindlessly fighting, they were battling for dominance. Kong was taken from Skull Island, forced into Godzilla's territory, and Godzilla saw him as a threat. But their conflict wasn't personal, it was territorial, instinctual. Unlike Ghidorah or other evil titans, Kong and Godzilla weren't true enemies. They were rivals, yes, but not sworn foes. Think of it like two alpha predators clashing. Neither is inherently evil. They're just asserting dominance. Even in the Hollow Earth, when Kong had the chance to finish Godzilla after getting the axe, he hesitated. He roared in victory but didn't deliver a killing blow. That's important. It shows Kong doesn't fight out of hatred. Then enters MechaGodzilla, a man-made abomination, a corrupted version of Godzilla with no soul, no instinct, just pure destruction. Unlike Godzilla, who maintains balance, MechaGodzilla exists only to kill. Kong might not fully understand MechaGodzilla's origins, but he recognizes this thing is wrong. It's unnatural, a machine pretending to be a titan. And when it starts overpowering Godzilla, Kong realizes something crucial. If Godzilla falls, he's next. Enter MechaGodzilla, a creation of Apex Cybernetics, designed to be the ultimate weapon against the Titans. Powered by the energy of Hollow Earth and controlled by the neural network of King Ghidorah's severed head, MechaGodzilla was a force unlike any other. But in a twist that surprised many, Kong, despite their earlier battle, chose to intervene and save Godzilla from MechaGodzilla's wrath. This act of heroism raises several questions. Was it a strategic move? A moment of empathy? Or perhaps something deeper? To understand Kong's decision, we must delve into the intricacies of the film's narrative, character motivations, and the underlying themes that guide their actions. This wasn't just about saving Godzilla, it was about self-preservation. Kong isn't dumb. He knows that if MechaGodzilla wins, there's no way he can take it on alone, especially after his fight with Godzilla. But there's something deeper here. Respect. Despite their brutal fight, these two recognize each other's strength. Kong sees Godzilla as a worthy opponent, and Godzilla, though dominant, acknowledges Kong's resilience. When MechaGodzilla attacks, Kong makes a choice. He could have let Godzilla die and tried to escape, but instead, he picks up the axe and charges in. Why? Because at that moment, he and Godzilla are the same. True titans versus a soulless machine. Even Godzilla seems to acknowledge this. After Kong saves him, they briefly lock eyes. No growling, no aggression, just an understanding. Then they fight side by side like two warriors who've earned each other's trust. Kong's interactions with humans, particularly with Gia, a young deaf girl who communicates with him through sign language, showcase his capacity for empathy and understanding. Kong's bond with Gia is built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared sense of isolation. This connection highlights Kong's inherent nature as a protector, not just of his kind, but of those he cares about. Kong's intervention was not just an act of heroism, it was a strategic alliance born out of necessity. By combining their strengths, Kong and Godzilla were able to take down MechaGodzilla, ensuring the survival of not just themselves, but of the world they inhabit. On the other hand, Godzilla's attacks on Apex facilities were driven by a deep-seated instinct to eliminate threats to his dominance. The energy signature from King Ghidorah's head, used to power MechaGodzilla, triggered a primal response in Godzilla, compelling him to act against what he perceived as a rival. MechaGodzilla's sudden emergence and subsequent rampage posed a threat not just to Godzilla, but to all life forms. Its power, combined with the consciousness of King Ghidorah, made it a formidable adversary. In this context, Kong's decision to save Godzilla can be seen as an acknowledgement of the greater danger posed by MechaGodzilla. Let's not forget, Kong has always been a protector. Unlike Godzilla, who's a force of nature, Kong has empathy. He cares for Gia, he mourned his family, and he doesn't kill unless necessary. When he sees Godzilla being overwhelmed, part of his decision to help might come from his instinct to defend the weak. Even if Godzilla was his enemy, seeing him helpless against a greater evil triggers Kong's heroic side. This isn't the first time Kong has shown mercy. In Kong, Skull Island, he spared humans who didn't attack him. He's not a mindless beast. He's a noble warrior. Finally, there's the theme of balance. The MonsterVerse has always been about titans maintaining order. Godzilla is the enforcer of that balance, but Kong, as the last of his kind, also plays a role. MechaGodzilla represented human arrogance, disrupting the natural order. By teaming up, Godzilla and Kong restored that balance. And in the end, Godzilla acknowledges Kong's role by sparing him and walking away. That final moment says it all. They're not friends, but they're not enemies anymore. They're two kings who respect each other. So why did Kong save Godzilla? Survival. He knew MechaGodzilla would come for him next. Respect. He recognized Godzilla as a true titan, not a mindless enemy. Heroism. Kong has always been a protector, not a destroyer. Balance. Together, they restored order against a mechanical abomination. In the end, their rivalry was never about hatred, it was about dominance. And when faced with a greater evil, they chose to stand together. Kong's decision to save Godzilla was a testament to the themes of unity, understanding, and the recognition that sometimes even the fiercest of rivals must set aside their differences for the greater good. Now, here's a scary thought. Did MechaGodzilla really get completely destroyed? I mean, Apex Cybernetics had enough resources to build this thing in secret. What if there are backup drones? Or worse, what if Ghidorah's consciousness is still lurking in some server, waiting for a new body? And let's not forget, the MonsterVerse loves foreshadowing. That post-credits scene with the skull? Yeah, that's definitely a setup. Maybe MechaGodzilla 2.0? Or Gulp? Mecha King Ghidorah? So, where does Godzilla go from here? Well, Godzilla vs. Kong 2 is already in the works, and rumors say it's bringing in multiple new titans. Could Godzilla be gearing up for an even bigger threat? Maybe that ancient icy titan from the Hollow Earth? Or, dare I say, Destoroyah? Plus, with Monarch expanding, humans are going to keep meddling. Will Godzilla stay an ally? Or will he go full king of the monsters again and remind everyone why he's the alpha? Alright, time for your takes. I asked you guys on Twitter what you think happened to Godzilla, and the theories are wild. Some say he's training Kong as his successor. Oh, others think he's guarding a new Hollow Earth breach. And then there's this guy who thinks Jet Jaguar's gonna show up. Buddy, I hope you're right. Godzilla vs. Kong is more than just a battle between two titans. It's a story of growth, redemption, and the power of unlikely alliances. Kong's act of saving Godzilla serves as a reminder that even in the most tumultuous of times, compassion and cooperation can lead to victory. As the MonsterVerse continues to evolve, one thing is certain. The bond between Kong and Godzilla will remain a cornerstone of the franchise, proving that even the most colossal of creatures can find common ground. Kong saving Godzilla from MechaGodzilla after their brutal showdown wasn't just an act of convenience, it was a powerful moment that spoke volumes about growth, survival, and mutual respect. Despite being from rival species with ancient tensions between them, Kong recognized that MechaGodzilla was a threat far greater than his personal vendetta. He understood that unity, even with a former enemy, was essential in the face of extinction. What began as a war for dominance turned into a display of cooperation and strength through alliance. Their uneasy partnership in that final battle wasn't about becoming friends. It was about understanding each other's roles in the world. Godzilla, the ancient alpha protector, and Kong, the noble warrior of Hollow Earth, fought not for ego, but for balance. The moment Kong chose to help Godzilla marked a turning point in their dynamic and in the overarching theme of the MonsterVerse. Sometimes, the greatest strength lies not in defeating your enemy, but in recognizing when to stand beside them. That one choice, to put the war behind him and save Godzilla, cemented Kong as more than a fighter. It made him a guardian. What do you think? Was Kong just being smart, or was there true honor in his decision? Let me know in the comments. And if you love this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next MonsterVerse analysis.